I am so glad that you would care to join us on this wonderful Thursday. It's a lovely evening here in Bavaria. It's nice that the weather's cooling off a bit less in the morning and in the evenings. So we're kind of leaving our doors open to the terrace, eating outside. It's just nice to be out there to hear the birds. As you can hear in this clip, you know, birds are very noisy. But it's very nice to get to be outside, and it's kind of a community feeling, even though this is our private terrace. You just feel like you're out in the community when we're all outside. You look out and you see everybody else sitting at their terraces as well. So it's just that time of year for patio eating, and it will continue until it gets cold again. So probably September, October. Nice. And so anyway, this is a fabulous Bartolino. It's 2022. It's somewhat translucent. I can read the keys of my MIDI keyboard here in front of me. I can certainly tell you what time it is through it. So not a deep ruby, but instead quite a lovely one. And it's what you'd expect. Cassis and red tree fruit, essentially. And on the palate, of course. What do we got? I'm going to drink this whole bottle tonight. You watch. Okay, so where are we at here on our puzzle? What have we got today? We've got a Joe Marquez grid. The Thursday, March 21st, 2024. And of course, again, Mr. Fagliano is sitting in while Mr. Shorts is in recovery. We certainly continue to wish him the very best. Thursdays. It has been a long time since I've seen a rebus. So, I mean, I've been talking about it every Thursday. I mean, how many Thursdays can we go back and talk about this? So maybe today we'll get one. Those tend to make them a bit more challenging. And I like that. I like a challenge in the puzzle. I like it when I go to solve and there's something wrong. Sometimes I'm lazy. I just say, screw it, check the puzzle and let it show me where I'm wrong. And then I just go in and fill those in, or I just finish it. Sometimes it's like a detective hunt. You know, if I haven't had adequate challenging moments in a grid, I will tend to just sit there and try to figure out where I went wrong. So we'll see. But let's just go ahead and jump into our grid here today. Let's see. Okay, so we got closest to raw on one across. My instinct is just to say rarest, as in how I would order my steak. And I tend to go across all three if I can do it, for some reason, to have it. Jolt of electricity, I think it is a zap. And evidence of an injury. Okay, well, now that could be a scab or a scar. Bruise won't fit. Bruise is too big for this baby here. So, since I don't know if it's going to be a scab or a scar, but I can't think of anything else it could be off the top of my head. I mean, a rash would fit, but that's not evidence of an injury, right? I mean, that could be something viral or a response to something. So I'm thinking we're going to go with SCA, and whether this is an R or a B, we can just take a look real quick and see if we can figure that out. Blank there. Well, if that's an R, as in a scar, I don't know what that could be, but if it's a B as in scab, then it could be been there. If anyone's a psychologist and they're trying to figure out how my brain works by how I solve puzzles, I guess I'm an open book. Martin Sheen's real first name. Now, I grew up a ginormous fan of Emilio Estevez. Not so much a Charlie Sheen fan, really. No, but Emilio, that was no soldier. That guy was an officer. He is an officer. He's a director. He's a writer. He's good. I think his father is Ramon Estevez. Ramon Estevez. I cannot remember what the middle name was. I think he's a Ramon. And a kind of organic acid. Of course, these are our aminos here. I think starts with an A, and I don't know what else I got there for 5 letters. Fair. 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 Huh. I don't know. Apt key for a musical prodigy. Well, a prodigy is like a child who's very gifted. So I'm going to go with A minor, because A minor, right, is generally what we refer to as a prodigy. Fair. So is this like a state fair? Fair? Or is it like a state fair, like rides maybe? I can't think of anything else you would eat at a state fair. Or maybe it's fair that is actually fair, balanced. I don't know. Awkward period for many. Radius of a unit circle is 1. And part of your body that smells the most. I'm thinking these are rides, as in a fair. You go to the state fair and you ride rides. And I think stub. Yeah, that could be nostril. Yeah, nostril. Nostril. Thank you, Shotzi. The smart one. Awkward period for many. So stub could be the end. 2002 George Clooney film set in a space station. Oh, yeah. This is not Gravity. Gravity was like when I was still in the Army, like 2011 or 13 or somewhere in there. But this is, I think this is middle. Middle teen? No, I don't know what that is. So, but I think this is Solaris with George Clooney. I don't really remember much about the film. I've seen it in other crosswords. I mean, I always figure if it's longer, it's Gravity. Which was a terrible movie, by the way. And if you know anything about astrophysics, it was just wrong on every single level, even with a lay understanding. Yeah, it was wrong on so many different levels. Repeated sound that can be cured. 1970s, 80s sitcom about a trio of zany roommates. Well, that's probably Three's Company. Ooh la la. Well, that looks like Trey Chic. But it's not, is it? Because chic will not fit in there. I think we've got a rebus on our hands. We gotta figure out what the hell it is, though. Repeated sound that can be cured. Don't know. I'm Three's Company, right? I mean, it's the name of the show. But if I try to put that in, there's no way. Well, let's see where the rebus starts and ends. Word repeated sound that can be cured. If this is chic, that would be a hic, like maybe a hiccup. I don't think I understand the grammar of the question. Malcolm's Dad on 2000s TV. Never seen Malcolm in the Middle. I think this was Bryan Cranston's role or something, because this pops into crossword speak all the time. It's Hal. And if it's not Malcolm's Dad on 2000s TV, you know, or if it's just not Malcolm's dad and Malcolm in the Middle or whatever, then it's always, you know, the antagonist in the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, because the computer's name was Hal too. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Dave. That guy. So Hal makes his way around. You never can tell. But I want to see this Three's Company. So Detroit Rivers Terminus. Well, that is the Lake Erie. So we got our E there. It's so over for us. We're doomed. Reactions of disgust. Yeah, so that's that U. So we got a U. So U's. It's so over for us. I'm thinking we're. Maybe we are. No, that won't work. Okay, we got ourselves some challenging stuff going on. Let's celebrate with some vino. A round sandwich. I'm thinking Oreo. So what do we got here? Galley gear or oars? Yes. Okay. So now what do we got? Line from Nike. I'm going to just say for what the hell and just say Air Jordans. Temporary stays. I think we got sojourns. Hang on. Okay, front of the bus, question mark. Like an omnibus, maybe. Okay, okay. So, 3 company. If this is okay, let's just put in company. But we're missing this here. So what is this? Fantasy character. Looks like it's going to be a rune. It's so over for us. Quality of many episodes of The Twilight Zone. Like logs for a fireplace. Took a leisurely walk. Well, it could be any number of things there. Let's see. Paleontology is to fossils as speleology is to caves. But don't call a caver a spelunker or vice versa. For some reason, they get very offended at that. Oh, so you're a spelunker. No, I'm a caver. Here, take my 666 coin. Let's see. Action movie highlight. Tinged. Only thing I can think of for tinged would be hued, and that's just because I'm an artist. This. Okay, quality of many episodes of The Twilight Zone. They're eerie. Housing projects. Oh, housing projects. Okay, eaves maybe. Again, so thankful for that class in architecture. We're dealing with Moulin yesterday. Today we have eaves. Took a leisurely walk. Looks like it's going to be sauntered. You're a saunterer. That's true. When I move, I'm like moving with a purpose. Like, I got to get there. She's all like, can we like not worry about getting steps in and just enjoy ourselves? And I'm like, yeah. And then I slowly start picking up the pace again because I can't help it. It's just, I'm a jackass. Summer setting in D.C. for sure. Eastern Daylight Time, I think. I used to get those really confused. Okay, so group on Louisiana state flag. Well, they've got pelicans on their flag. So is this an S? Obligation? Could be, what do we got here? TV surname at 742 Evergreen Terrace. That's right, Marge, we can afford it. These are the Simpsons. The Simpsons. Okay, second highest of 4. I'm thinking this is an alto. Okay, makes sense. Something that can be spun, probably a tail. Now, if it wasn't there, I probably would have wrote in yarn, and that would have been confusing because this C and this A, that would have worked either way, and I'd been like, what's wrong? So it plays on the road. Laughing comedian Art Johnson. So then we've got a long time Los Angeles sports venue is the, I think Staples something or other. Staples Arena or Center. Say Staples Center. Well, if it is Staples, I think I'm starting to see it. Okay, so we have ESC, Staples Center. So ESC is probably our rebus. So we have action movie highlight, chase scene. So this in our rebus will be ESC. Oh, not that impressive, but it was nice to get it out of there. Chase scene. Got it. So what do we got over here? That would give us our Très Chic. No, that wouldn't. This middle school. Got it. Rebus ESC. We got an escape. I bet this is like an escape clause or something. So this is, of course, aha. Okay, got it. So now we got Très Chic. which is French for very chic. Frenzied situation. Celebratory work is an ode, so this looks like this is going to be a zoo in middle school. Yeah, it's middle school. Okay, I'm liking it. Are these ados here? Frenzied situations. Okay, ados. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. We got it. We're knocking it out, baby girl. We're going to get this done. Blank film. Obligation, a must. So this is probably a cult film. A car stereo is one place on the road. Okay, cool. Now what we got here? Ordered. It's probably going to be neat. And our semi-monthly tide is the Neep tide. And so, classic sports car features, I guess a T-top. I haven't seen those in years, though. Three's Company. So, again, Three's Company, too. So, this is our rebus. We have the ESC here, and that gives us Three's Company. Fabulous. We're screwed. Yeah. We're screwed. So, this would be an E. And so quality of many episodes of Twilight Zone would probably be eeriness. I don't think I've ever used that word. I don't know if that's even right. And like logs for a fireplace or sawn, which is kind of dumb. I guess I had to make the rebus work though. Sawn. Genesis, antagonist, of course, is the serpent. I just have a question. Did the serpent in the tree have legs? I mean, think about that. I've always wanted to know. Somebody surely knows. Because part of the punishment is taking the legs away, making them get around on their belly. So, just saying, can you imagine the serpent had legs in the tree? Some clarity would have been nice there. So, but I digress. No, actually, I don't digress. I progress. Thank you. Opera that premiered in Cairo. Well, we went to see it in Fair Verona. And we lasted for half of the show because it was freaking miserably uncomfortable. Sitting on rocks, basically. Oh, this is great, just like the Romans did. Yeah, okay, well, what's the reason we've evolved? And yeah.
Much more spoiled, that is for sure.
We are much more spoiled. The other thing is, people want to talk about the great sound, acoustics, and stuff. You cannot hear crap, though.
They were great.
We were sitting behind His Grace, the Duke of Marlborough, I think. I can't remember if it was Marlborough or but we were sitting behind some Duke.
You can't hear because you can't hear.
I can't hear because I went to combat 5 times.
But it was. The acoustics were really good.
Now, the herb in saltimbocca is sage, I know. This is one of my favorite things to eat. Oh my gosh, that was so good. One time I had it at Ridgely Country Club. My son and I went with my friend Dan. Gran Turismo. St. Patrick's Land is air. So, well, we're going to have I'm sure we're not going to just have 3 rebuses here, right? Reactions to disapproval, I'm thinking tisks. Figures sought by an identity thief, a social security number. Genre for the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. No, it's not eerie. It's not eeriness. This is ska. I know this. I know that's the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. They're a ska band. So, eeriness. Okay, no wonder I didn't. Never heard of it before. Puzzling activity. Puzzling activity as seen 4 times in this puzzle. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle because this is an escape room. Spam risk. Calling me on my U.S. number in Germany. Thank you. I'll turn it on before we go. That's a good idea. I'll turn on the speaker now. Okay, so this is an escape room. We did this once with some friends. It was actually a lot of fun. K through 12 group is probably going to be a PTA. But it says that this has been seen 4 times in this puzzle. So we've got another ESC rebus in here somewhere. I'm only counting 3. So where are you hiding there? Allow to take. Perhaps. Allow to take. Che cosa fai? Che cosa fai? Che cosa? What are you doing, right? So, che I think I spelled that correctly. Iconic painting. Io sto bene. Grazie mille. Iconic painting housed at Oslo's National Museum. Now that's the Scream. That's from Edvard Munch, and I really want to go see it in person one day. It was on, I think, the Barnes exhibit or something, but I think I saw it in the 90s, but I'd like to see it in person. We might have to make our way up to Sweden. Definitely need to go see where they shot Seaside Hotel. It's a pretty fun show. I'm learning Danish just watching it. Allow to take perhaps dead spots. Norse war god, that's Tyr. The German pronunciation is Tyr. Though I think Odin does a pretty good job of making war on his own. I know it's not the way you pronounce it, but I think Odin would be so much better in the French. Odin. Quitter's declaration is going to be I'm out, I think, because this is, it's either if you got one extra letter, it's I fold, or it's just I fold. But if you've got that O there and you got two in front on either side of it, then I'm out. Mathematician George, known for his work on logic gates, and this is, of course, where we get Boolean theory. So this is George Boole. Let's see, Stone and others, probably Emma. And this dead spot's probably going to be crypts. So I think we found it. We found our last rebus here, if there is indeed only 4, and this is prescribed. So, all right, clever puzzle, man. This was an awful lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. This is great. Super, well done. So prescribe. Now, if you don't get them in the right order, then you just tell you're wrong. Sometimes you've got to be doing it from the top down or whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. Stone and others. Cry from an upset sibling. Mom! So, Mom, we got Emma's here. These are Emma's. Now what do we got? Roman slate is tabula. And for some of us, we might be described as tabula rasa, in other words, being a blank slate or having nothing filled in up there. Deals a mighty blow. Looks like the Scream. Yeah, so that's it. So it's the Scream, Edvard Munch. So we got that. I just want to make sure. So this is going to be smites, maybe. And what do we got here? A hitter stat. Yes, there. Runs batted in. So let's see. Smites. How did we do, Bob? Keep an open mind on it, right? So you think you know you're going to have a rebus. The rebus is going to be there, right? One of these Thursdays. I don't think I've ever seen one on a Friday, Saturday, but yeah, Thursday's the rebus day. But they haven't been popping up lately, so I'm very tickled about that. Very excited that I had a chance at tackling the whole rebus thing here. This was a challenging, wonderful Thursday with a fantastic Bartolino, and 2022 is a very good year for this one. It's high acid. So it's not the kind of wine that's going to make you want to go eat a ribeye. It's the kind of wine you'd have with if I ate pasta, I'd think of this as something with tortellini and Alfredo or something. It's very light. Maybe some shrimps. Chicken. Anyway, thank you for winding down with me and Shotzi. You gotta see it.
Sorry, baby.
She's sitting there. The microphone's there away. The brains of this operation. All right, so in the meantime, remember, learn them in every language you can. Be James Bond. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, adios, aloha, ciao, shalom, masalamati, annyeonghaseyo, tambiet. Be well, take care out there, and do great things. Yay, great things.